Hey you guys, it's C Simone and I'm back with another video. Today's video is part 5 of my liposuction journey. In this video, I am going to be talking about recovery and showing my results. So if you're interested in seeing that, please keep watching. So we have finally reached the last video in my liposuction journey series. I want to just do a quick thank you to all of you who have watched, who have commented, who I have helped so far. I hope that these videos help more people, because when I was looking for this kind of information, I felt like I couldn't really find it, or people just didn't provide as much detail as I would have liked. So I'm hoping that I'm able to do that for you guys. So we're going to start out with aftercare, okay? So what to expect after you have Lipo 360. You will need to continue to get massages. Unfortunately, because we're in a pandemic, I don't really know how realistic that is. And I also don't know what the clinics are telling people, these surgery clinics are telling people. I'm sure there's probably going to be more emphasis placed on self-massage, which you can do, which is cheaper, I will say. However, I was able to get in like 4 or 5 massages after my surgery. I got like 5 that same week, and like I told you on my last video, I had like a private massage lady, and then I had like the massage lady at Seduction. But after I left Miami and I returned home, I did have like, I would say 4 more massages within like 2 weeks or something. I wish I would have been able to continue, but to be honest with you guys, they were expensive, and at the time I was moving, and so I was like, I just can't pay for my moving and pay for these massages, so I kind of had to cut myself short a little bit. However, I do know that a lot of people self-massage, and once you've had a few massages, you can kind of learn a little bit as you go. You kind of learn the techniques. I'm not saying you're an expert by any stretch. I'm just saying that you can kind of pick up on what they do, how they move, how they touch your body, etc., so that you can kind of imitate that when you do your own massages. And I think there are some videos on YouTube about how to self-massage for lipo, so keep that in mind. Some people, which I have done recently, they buy a electric massager with like the different heads and stuff. I've only done that a couple of times so far, but I will say it does help. It is pretty intense, but it does help kind of break up any like residual inflammation that's floating around in there. I am currently like 5 months and 5 days post-op, I believe, maybe like give or take a day. And so let's just say I'm 5 months post-op. I have noticed my swelling has gone down a lot. I also started working out. Let me actually pull up the proper documents for you guys, because I do not want to misspeak and tell y'all the wrong information. So let me find it. Okay, here we go. So massages are done as soon as possible, and this came actually from Seduction. This is a document that they give you after you have the surgery, so you can know what to expect post-op. Okay. After 3 weeks, you may start to do aerobic exercises. I know that I didn't start working out until about 4 weeks later. I do remember that specifically. And even when I did, I kind of stuck to like lighter workouts. And then by like the 6 to 8 week mark is when I started doing more like regular, intense workouts. I worked out. I did not wear a faja when I work out. I only would wear a regular waist trainer. And I mean one that's like designed for working out more so than anything else. And it was one I got off of Amazon, and if it's still available, I will link it in the comments below, in the description box below. However, you know, I will say that when I started working out and wearing that waist trainer that I got from Amazon, I noticed a big difference in my swelling, because as I mentioned in my previous video, I retain water just by default. And so I knew that part of my problem was not only dealing with swelling, but dealing with an extreme amount of water retention. So every time that I work out and I wear that waist trainer, I would notice my stomach would go down significantly. So that's something else to keep in mind. This is not a surgery you can get and then just go back to the habits you had before if you had bad habits. I recommend already having like a diet and workout plan in place prior to getting lipo. And I say that because you really want to make it a habit before you get surgery, because once you have the surgery, you're going to start to kind of feel like real cute and real sexy and whatnot, and you might not want to work out. excuse me, I'll just be honest with y'all. So to avoid getting into this situation where you're like, oh, I might work out today, I might not, I have my lipo, I have my body, blah, 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 blah. You still have to work out, because there have been so many cases of women having to go back for a round 2 because they gained weight and it came back to their stomach. So in order to avoid that, I would say try to work out at least 3 to 5 times a week minimum. And even for me, this has been a struggle sometimes, because some weeks I'm like on it, other weeks I'm not, and that's currently something that I'm really trying to like be consistent about. But anyways, your final results, they say this here, may be seen after 6 months. And I think in person, they told me it can also take up to a year to see final results. So, take that for what it's worth. You can resume having sex after 2 or 3 weeks at your own risk. And don't take any medication aside from Tylenol for the first 3 weeks, besides what was prescribed to you. So take your prescription medication and your Tylenol. Also, vitamins. Seduction recommended a few vitamins that they would sell to you, but the massage lady that I had, that I mentioned in the last video, the lemon lady, she had recommended like a whole nother set of vitamins. And at first I didn't see why this was so important, but looking back on it, I get why she recommended buying like a multivitamin and like folic acid and a bunch of other things. You could see it on her Instagram page, because you lose so much blood with this surgery that you will start to feel really, really weak, and it will take you a little bit longer to, recover in a sense, because your body is not keeping up with the amount of blood loss that you're having. So just keep that in mind, that you probably will need to purchase some over-the-counter vitamins. I highly recommend getting your vitamins for yourself and not from Seduction, because it is a little bit pricier coming from them. But I did buy some from them, and I bought some over the counter only because I'm like a pay for convenience kind of person. And so I'm a little lazy. And so I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, like if I can afford to just wipe it out while I'm there, I'm gonna do it. I'm not recommending that. I'm just saying that's just how I live my life sometimes. But anyways, here's the part that I really wanted to tell y'all, because I felt like when I was looking for information, this was something that people just failed to mention, which kind of shocked me. You are in the faja for at least 6 months. So let me tell y'all something. The paperwork they give you, let me find it. It says the garment should be worn for 1 month and should not be tight. After 1 month, you may upgrade to a stage 2. The garment should be worn for a total of 3 months. A waist trainer can be worn after 1 month. The lipo foams and triangles are kept for 6 weeks. So I just said a lot there. I'm going to try to break it down as best I can. When you first get the surgery, they're going to give you the lipo boards and foams. Those things are the devil, but you have no choice but to wear them. They're very uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie to you. The worst part for me was the triangle-shaped foam that goes in your lower back. Awful. And you have to sleep with this thing on. So I just want you to be prepared as possible that you're going to be uncomfortable. So you have to wear all those foams. You have a triangle in the back. You have a rectangular foam that goes on the sides. And then you have another one that goes in the front. If I can find a picture of this from when I had my surgery, I will put it in here. If not, I apologize in advance. But nevertheless, you're wearing all these foams around your whole body, a triangle hard foam in the back, and then you have an ab board or belly board, which is pretty much what it sounds like. It's like a board that's kind of like oval shaped, and it sits in the front where your stomach is, like right above, like right around your belly button area. So anyways, you're walking around like this, y'all, and it's no joke for weeks, okay, until you can finally take those foams out. When I tell you, the day that I could take those foams out was like one of the best days of my life. Like I was so happy to take those foams out, only to figure out that a few weeks later, I would have to get into my stage 2 faja, and that wasn't fun either. I remember I went to an actual store, because you could things were still normal at this time. And the girl had to help me get into it. Y'all, I could not breathe. That thing was tight. It was a struggle, okay? But nevertheless, you do get used to it after a while, but I'm not going to pretend like it's comfortable, because it's not. Okay, so I just bought my stage 2 faja. I just wanted to show it to you guys real quick. It's tight as a bitch. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, like getting it on, like the girl helped me put it on in the store, and I was like, I'm not taking this back off. I'm a little concerned about how I'm going to get it on myself, like all alone. But you know, I know it'll loosen up, so we'll just see how that goes. But again, I had Lipo 360, no BBL, but this is a BBL faja. She just recommended it because she said a lot of people just like it better, I guess the material, whatever, I don't know. But this is from the side. So as you can see, like I'm still pretty bloated right here. At this point, I'm about like 2 weeks and a couple days in. But this is my stage 2. Okay. All right. Oh, and I think this is a size extra large, I believe. Yeah. And she was like, oh, you could have actually gone down a size. I was like, girl, you out of your damn mind. Like, I'm barely breathing in this damn thing. Anyways, there you have it. Here's the thing about what I mentioned earlier. They kind of make it sound like after 3 months, you can take the faja off. You can just go out here and live your life. And I think that is definitely on a case-by-case basis. And I say that because I tried after 4 months, I think is when I tried experimenting with not wearing my faja anymore and only wearing my waist trainer. And what I will say is that after like a week, I noticed that I was bloating. And it could have been, again, just me because I know that I retain water very easily. But I started to bloat up pretty bad. And so I started doing research in these little Facebook groups for girls who, you know, have already had surgeries or are about to have a surgery. And I found a post where a girl had the same problem. She was like, I took my faja off, and hers is even worse because she said my faja has only been off for like a day, and she was extremely bloated. And so people in the comments were like, yeah, girl, like you have to wear that thing for at least 6 months. Other people were like, you have to wear it for a year, you know, like don't come out of it, blah, blah, blah. So take that with a grain of salt because I do think it's a case by case thing. But I just want to warn you because in my personal opinion, you probably need to wear your faja for up to a year. Because of the residual inflammation and the bloating. And if you have a water retention issue like me, you know, these are things that could occur if you decide to like step outside your faja for too long. So I don't agree with the 3-month timeline that they state. I wish it was only 3 months that you would have to be, I apologize, y'all, my throat's getting dry. I wish that it was only 3 months that you had to be in that thing, but I think you're probably going to be doing yourself a disservice if you choose to come out of it after 3 months. But individual thing, if you get the surgery, you'll kind of be able to gauge that for yourself. I don't really feel like it's something that anybody can tell you for sure you have to do A, B, or C, but that is my opinion. If any girls are watching that have already had, you know, surgeries or whatever and are further out than me, like I said, I'm about 5 months out. If you are a year out or 2 years out, definitely leave your comments below so that other people can learn and see different sides and different opinions on the faja thing. But for the most part, what I've been seeing, most people agree that you need to wear your faja for longer than 3 months. Okay, let's see if there was anything else I don't want to forget. Oh, duh, results. So I'm gonna insert a picture so you guys can see my results, see how I look before. Do not judge me, but here it is. That's it. I will say I'm happy with my results. Do I still have a little bit of fat left over? Absolutely. Do I feel like I can probably lose that on my own? Probably, you know. Would I consider getting lipo again? Only if absolutely necessary. I wouldn't say that it's something I think you should put yourself through on a whim, even though some people are fine with getting, you know, multiple surgeries, do your thing. But I feel like for me to get it again, I would have had to have gotten like even worse than what I was before, which I don't plan on doing. But I know that life happens, things happen. With the pandemic going on, people are in their house more, they're eating a lot more than they normally would. So it's possible to get kind of stuck and be like, oh man, you know, I really wish that I can get the surgery again, you know, or I should have paid more attention to my diet or whatever. So I think that's a case-by-case thing as well. But as of this moment, I don't foresee a need to get another round, but maybe that'll change in the future. My goal is to get whatever like residual is left. I want to get it off on my own. So I want to try to work it off, you know, working out, being consistent with my diet and all that fun stuff. But I think, you guys, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that was nasty, but I have allergies. Let me actually get some water before y'all think I'm about to die over here. Okay. I apologize about that. Anyways, I think that is it, you guys. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you want to see more videos from me, if you feel like I'm cool from somebody you want to watch, definitely hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.